Jim, just some background information. Your full name and where are you living today?
James Anagnost. I'm living in Rivervale, New Jersey.
How long have you lived here?
50 some odd years.
Okay. And your wife's name?
Catherine Keeley Anagnost.
Catherine Kelly Anagnost. Has a nice ring.
Yeah.
It does. What branch of the service were you in, Jim?
Well, I was inducted into the anti-aircraft training. And when the Allies won superiority in the air,
About what year was that, Jim?
that was about, I got into service in 1943. And this was in 1943 in June. And in 1944, after several training sessions, I was made a replacement for overseas, and I ended up in a foxhole in at the Battle of the Bulge.
Yeah.
Because they didn't need anti-aircraft.
We hear that Battle of the Bulge in movies, history books, but where is the Bulge?
Well, the Battle of the Bulge started in December 17, I believe, in 1944, December of 1944. I got there in January 1945. The Battle of the Bulge is not just one battle. It lasted from January through almost March. In fact, more people were killed chasing the Germans than at the inauguration of the battle.
Yeah. What country would that be?
It started Belgium.
In
I was in
Belgium?
Belgium, yes.
Okay. And what were your duties?
At the time, I came in as a corporal from overseas, from the States,
Okay.
and I joined the 23rd Infantry Regiment, Company K, 2nd Infantry Division, and I outranked the head of the squad. He was a PFC, I was a corporal. And these fellows had been there from D+1. So they weren't going to put me in charge after those guys, what the action they seen. And that had me a little leery. I says, oh my goodness, they're going to bust me. You know? But fortunately.
You use that phrase D+1. What does that mean? That brings back memories for me.
That's when we hit the beaches in Normandy on D+1. D-Day was June the 6th,
Right.
and D+1, my outfit came in the next day.
Okay.
So they were there, from D+1 till when I got there.
Okay. Were there any other areas that you saw service besides?
Oh yeah, we went through Belgium into Germany, and then when we got past Leipzig, and they had everything in almost straight, there was problems in Czechoslovakia, and this is when Patton and the politics came into play. They didn't want Patton going into the Russian territory, and so they sent him towards Czechoslovakia. And we weren't with Patton, but we joined that area, and we got into Czechoslovakia.
Right.
That was before I got captured.
You got captured by whom? The Germans, I
By the
assume.
Germans.
What did that involve? How did it come about?
Well, I had been successful in getting 250 Germans to surrender. And so they used me as a more or less a interpreter. And of course, I wasn't that fluent in the German language. I had taken 1 year in high school, and then I kept a German-English dictionary in my pocket. And so as we went towards Czechoslovakia, we stopped till the rest of the outfit caught up with us, and word came in that I was a sergeant, and they said, there's 60 Germans in the woods that want to surrender. Get a group in and go get them. Of course, we went there, the lieutenant came with me, and we had these 5 other men, told them to stay back, dig in, and we'd go up ahead and see where they were, where were these 60 Germans that were in the ground. As we approached this open field, we saw a bunch of Germans, and they were facing this way. And the lieutenant said, "Shall we open fire?" I says, "No." He says, they want to surrender." So I yelled out, "Nick Shishin, don't shoot, don't shoot." And I started to tell them that, everybody's surrendering. This was in April, latter part of April. And they put their guns down, and we thought, that was, all of a sudden a German officer came out of nowhere and just yelled out. To this day, I don't know what he said. And we put our hands up, and we became prisoners. And then, of course, we traveled with them because they couldn't get us back to a prison camp because we were being chased by the Americans, shelling us and everything.
Well,
Sorry,
you-
I digressed here.
No, but that, not really, because that's really history. What you're telling us right now, that's really the guts of what a war is all about. How were you treated by the Germans when you were a prisoner?
Well, initially, when I got captured, I had 2 diamonds I had found in the house in Leipzig. I had German wristwatches that I had taken from German soldiers, and then a swastika. And the officer found this on me, and he says, took it and he slapped my face with a armband, and he said, "That's what I heard about you Americans, a bunch of looters," which was true. And they did the same thing. They, In fact, as we collected loot, if we were making the initial crossing of a river, in fact, the Rhine River, we were told, "Don't get caught with any loot." So we had to give all our stuff to the tankers in the back and says, "Hey, when we come back, we want to get them." Well, we never get to see the tankers again. But that was a story on the loot.
Were you wounded in any way, Jim?
No, I was very fortunate. I had an opportunity to go save a guy under fire. We went into a position where 19 pillboxes opened fire on us.
What's a pillbox?
That's like a encirclement, either with cement.
Okay.
And the Germans are in there with machine guns. There were 17 or 18 of those. And I was with at that time, I was elevated to be with the lieutenant as his radio man. And
Jim, is that what they would refer to as a battlefield promotion?
what's
Your
that?
rank?
No, my rank I was recommended for the Silver Star. And after the Silver Star recommendation, I was made, after my action, I was promoted the next day to corporal to staff sergeant, jump in the rank.
Right.
And I didn't have a squad or platoon or anything. I had strictly with a lieutenant. Wherever he went, I was his. And in this battle, he told me to stay here, observe, and he was gonna go try to reconnoiter an area to retreat because these 17, 18 pillboxes opened fire and they had us in straits.
Right.
It was quite a battle. In fact, we had, at the end, there were 22 wounded, 2 killed, and there was a wall. After I went to get these guys to get back because they were up front and they couldn't hear the order to retreat,
Right.
I crawled from position to position to get them back. And then, after we got them back, we were at a wall, waiting for a clearing. And we heard a fellow yelling, you know, help, help, help. And we saw this fellow wounded down on the, and I said, at the time I was still a corporal, I said, let's one of you guys come in and we'll go get him. And nobody wanted to go. So I crawled, they said 35 yards in the snow. And when I got there, the fellow was wounded in the arm and in the leg. So I had to drag him under fire over to the back behind the wall, put a tourniquet and whatnot. And then with the medic too was there because he was treating the others. They took off and I was the last one there, shooting, trying to get the Germans to get away from the fellas who were retreating. And when that was over, I mean, when they had gone, I took off. And it was going down as I'm running with my rifle and whatnot, I tripped and I fell right in the creek. And I lost my helmet, and they're firing and I'm running.
Jim, how old were you then?
I was 20.
20 years old.
Yeah. And I have the recommendation for the Silver Star here, and then I have this other where I talked the 250 Germans into surrendering. I don't know, but anyway.
Yeah. Any of those medals that you're speaking of in this case?
Yeah, this is the Bronze Star. I did not get the Silver Star.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Bronze Star for heroic achievement and against the enemy.
Right.
And then they gave me another Bronze Star for combat.
Okay.
And then the Prisoner of War Medal.
All right.
And then this one here is the 3 battle campaigns. We had the Ardennes, Central Europe, and then what other one? The 3 battles that I was involved in.
Right. And this is you in your uniform, obviously.
That's me at 20 years old.
And I see what you
I
have.
was the youngest first sergeant because after the war ended, on May 8th, they had me in charge of
Yeah.
They had me in
Could you
charge
go
of
into- Sure.
25 German generals and 1 admiral. And being young and full of whatchamacallit, I got them all out of their rooms and I says, here, you better sign. I had written all these names here first, see.
Yeah. And these are names of Germans.
German generals,
German generals.
these are high German generals, these are like,
And what was the purpose of getting them to sign this?
oh, to keep as a souvenir.
Okay.
I mean, now, we had one
It's quite
German
the
general,
accomplishment.
the SS German general, he refused to sign,
Uh-huh.
but it was the only one. And then there's an admiral here that was with there, and I took his sword. I got his sword home, hanging over my fireplace.
Uh-huh. Yeah. A lot of history. A lot of history.
Oh, and here's the two Bronze Star.
Citations.
One for heroic achievement and for valor. Now, I was interviewed by Congressman Garrett,
Yes.
and he said we should try to get you the Silver Star. So he put in for, and we, they,
Takes time.
it takes time, and,
Yeah.
they're not gonna change, believe me.
Yeah.
But it was just the idea of,
Making the attempt.
yeah.
It could still happen. How long ago was that?
Oh, this goes on for, who knows?
Yeah.
Good, well, he interviewed me back 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah.
Mm.
What? We digress from all your questions.
Not really. We're right in line. This I find interesting. What is the funniest or most inspiring thing you experienced during your service? We all had good times and bad times. You forget the bad, remember the good. What were some of the funniest things?
I don't know whether I should tell you.
It could be censored, right, Rebecca?
Well, the funniest thing, we're following the tanks in battle. And I had to relieve myself. And the tanks are going, and the tanks aren't gonna stop for me. So I lowered my britches, did my job, used the snow as my toilet paper, and then joined and ran. Now, that was, for me.
Yeah. You don't have any pictures of that?
No, no.
How about personal buddies of yours? Did you have them, and did you keep in touch with them?
Well, there was one fellow, Sergeant Joe Vosick. We're in battle, and we're going shooting. We're just shooting. We don't know where the fire from the enemy was coming from, but we're just shooting, and all of a sudden, I hear a gulp, and I looked, and he got shot right in the, and of course, he went down. I went down with him, and you're right, and I yelled, medic, 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 and then of course we had to go forward. I couldn't stay there. The medics take care of and that always bothered me that I didn't stay there. Well, he died, but he was right next to me, and you always say, why him?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and that's the.
What experiences in your service left the greatest impressions on you?
That's. Well, when I got there as a corporal, and I was